Hi, this is Scott from Scott Shop Media. Today is Monday, September 14th, and this is what is happening on the mountain. Quick overview. Currently, there are three Caltrans projects scheduled today that might be affecting your traffic depending on where you're headed. And of course, State Route 38 remains closed due to fire activity. There is no hazardous weather forecasted today. Pretty nice and mild week forecasted. There are some air quality issues. So if you stick around after this overview, I'll go into greater detail on the weather. The Eldorado, which actually had been just uh, growing slowly over the weekend, crews improved the containment to 44%. The fire only grew a couple hundred acres to 14,478. But if you've seen the posts or if you looked out towards the area, you'll see a lot of smoke today. The fire woke up, fueled by some up canyon winds, onshore flow. And so they're pounding it with aircraft right now, and they continue to reinforce dozer lines and other containment lines. So we'll keep you updated on that. There were 11 crimes reported across the mountain over the weekend, and there are two planned Edison outages in addition to over 800 customers affected by a wildfire outage down in the Forest Falls and Angeles Oaks and Mountain Home Village area. So that's a brief overview. If you have some time to stick around, we'll go into greater detail, starting with traffic. Uh, Traffic is looking pretty light this morning, pretty typical for a Monday. We do have closure and some planned road work from Caltrans. Of course, State Route 38 remains closed from basically the top to the bottom between Bryant and the Caltrans yard up here in the Sugarloaf area. And on the backside of Highway 18, you might be down to one lane from time to time until about 4 o'clock this afternoon as Caltrans does some utility work. There's also some utility work going on over here on State Route 138 as you leave Crestline to go down the backside. And lastly, ongoing overnight work. I'll have you down. Actually, we'll have all the connectors closed at times between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. And that might be going on continuing all week. Weather is going to look nice for the foreseeable future. No hazardous weather forecasted, no weather advisories, watches, or warnings. We can expect some unhealthy air quality, especially with the onshore flows in the morning, and then we're expecting a low pressure system to slide down into Southern California maybe by Thursday. So we should see some improving air quality as that system approaches. Might give us some high clouds towards the end of the week. Right now, there is no moisture anticipated, but of course we'll keep you updated on that. No Santa Ana winds in the immediate future. As far as the forecast for the rest of the year, currently we're under extreme fire dangers and all of the closures that go along with that. You can see the rest of the month of uh, September, most of the western United States is under extreme or above average fire danger. And Southern California in particular, next month, and then all the way through the end of the year, we have some elevated fire danger. So uh, we will have to remain diligent with our fire safety discussions, our precautions, and even the potential for evacuation should that become necessary. No other fires reported on the mountain over the weekend, just people seeing the smoke again from the Eldorado Fire. The Eldorado Fire over the weekend did not do much as far as acreage. It only gained a couple hundred acres since Friday. Crews did a great job of reinforcing some containment lines, bringing our containment up to 44%. However, this morning, due to some onshore flow, some up canyon winds, the fire did wake up and is producing a large column of smoke that's visible throughout the mountain communities that warranted bringing some additional resources up into the Pines Anita areas and doing some per, uh, some structure protection or structure hazard mitigation up in the Seven Oaks area. Um, the road remained closed. Evacuations in the forest, so Forest Falls, Angeles Oaks, Mount Home Village, those all remain in effect probably for the rest of the week. As large aircraft, they requested 3 large air tankers and 2 very large air tankers. Don't think they were able to fulfill all of that. They have to share resources with the fire burning in the Angeles National Forest, but I did see at least 3 large air tankers and 1 VLAT over the fire earlier today. So that's always good news. So right now, the Eldorado Fire is at 14,000, almost 500 acres, about 44% contained, and a little over 1,300 personnel. Hopefully, we haven't lost any ground today with this fire. I can tell you it's burning just due east of Angeles Oaks, outside of the populated area and into a previous burn scar, which is the good news. If the winds cooperate and we have the aerial resources available, I'm sure they'll be able to get that taken care of. Of course, our fire, as well as the the Angeles National Forest fire, has been off and on producing some pretty bad air quality. The air was looking pretty good this morning, but then with this onshore flow, smoke is drifting over the mountains. And in fact, because of the wind direction and the visibility, aircraft that are assigned to the Eldorado Fire are flying out of San Bernardino over Lake Arrowhead and flying out to the desert and then coming in over Big Bear to get to the fire. So if you see the aircraft over the mountain, that's what's going on. There's 4 different ones that I was able to see, including the C-130 and a DC-10. That air quality is expected to be poor until about Thursday, when this low pressure system comes in and brings the airflow the opposite direction, blowing the smoke away from us. So for today and into this afternoon, right now we're moderate, but expect unhealthy air quality for the next few days. Crimes, we had a handful of crimes reported over the weekend. 6 in the rim communities, including a couple of residential burglaries in the Crestline and Lake Gregory area. I call them negligent, an accidental shooting that didn't involve an injury. Good news over here in Twin Peaks. There was a person arrested for being drunk in public. There was a case of fraud reported in Lake Arrowhead, and then over here in Running Springs, there was a felony vandalism arrest made. Over in the Big Bear communities, there was an assault with a deadly weapon using hands, fists, or some other body part in Big Bear Lake. Somebody arrested for being under the influence of drugs or alcohol in Big Bear Lake, and another fraud by false pretense over here on Pine Knot in Big Bear Lake. Further over in Big Bear City, a person arrested for being in the possession of controlled substances, and somebody's bicycle was stolen also in Big Bear City. There are currently 2 scheduled power outages on the mountain, at least through the Southern California Edison customers, and then the ongoing outages due to the Eldorado Fire. And these people should all be evacuated anyways, but there's approximately 800 customers in the Mountain Home Village, Angeles Oaks, and Forest Falls area that are currently without power. Some of that is damaged power lines. Some of that is precautionary power outages to protect the firefighters while they're in there doing their job. In Twin Peaks, there are currently 29 customers without power due to pole upgrades until about 4 o'clock today. And over in Springs, there are 14 customers without power until about 1:45 this afternoon due to utility upgrades. That is all that I have for you today. Again, this is Scott from Scott Shot Media. That is what is happening on the mountain. Feel free to like our page, follow us at Scott Shot 360, Smart Drone 360, what is happening on the mountain, or on our other social medias, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at Scott Shot Media. Have a great day.